All right, good evening. Can you guys hear me? It's 6 o'clock. I like to start on time and definitely end on time. So if you come to any of my meetings, we're going to start on time and we're going to end on time. So that's a good thing to know. Welcome. Thank you for coming to my town hall meeting. I'd like to have a little few rules before we engage in conversation. Please turn your cell phones down or off or vibrate. Also, when we get to the Q&A, it's going to go around. You can only ask one question because I would like everyone to have an opportunity to ask their questions. So if everyone's had an opportunity to answer the question, then we come back around for another round of questioning. So just be mindful that we're just going to ask one question per person. And if I think that question is going to add on to an add-on to an add-on, I just might say, well, I'm only going to answer this here. So because of time, I like to respect your time. With that being said, we're going to get started with the presentation. First thing is we're going to talk about the bond. And please hold all your questions till the presentation is over with so we can just get through this.
Hi, Grand Prairie voters. You've probably heard about a GO bond program in the upcoming May 2nd city election. But what exactly is that, and what does it mean for you? We're here to explain. A general obligation bond is a way for the city to pay for big projects over time instead of paying for everything all at once, kind of like financing a major purchase. It spreads the cost out over several years instead of paying for everything up front. This year, you'll see 3 separate propositions on the ballot, and you can vote on each one individually. Proposition A asks you to vote yes or no on $209.5 million for non-residential street improvements across Grand Prairie. Proposition B asks you to vote yes or no on $78.5 million to fund public safety resources in the southern part of Grand Prairie and upgrade existing public safety assets in the city. And Proposition C asks you to vote yes or no on $39 million for parks and recreation facilities, like a multi-purpose center, a pickleball complex, public artwork, and a botanical garden. If the propositions are approved, the city will issue bonds over time to fund the projects. If they are not approved, some projects may be delayed, scaled back, or reprioritized based on available funding. Remember, you can vote on each proposition individually because they cover different kinds of projects and have different tax impacts. The following numbers represent the estimated annual tax impact on a home with an appraised value of $100,000. $24.99 per year for Proposition A, which covers street projects. $9.36 per year for Proposition B, which covers public safety projects. And $4.65 per year for Proposition C, which covers parks and recreation projects. To learn more, visit gptx.org/bond election 2026 or attend an upcoming public information session. Additional details are on the city website, www.gptx.org.
All right, thank you. Hold your questions to the end. I just want you to be thinking about this as we go through the rest of the presentation. You have 4 options to vote on that bond. You can vote for everything, vote for 2, vote for 1, or vote for nothing. So those are your choices. But just think about the consequences of what you're voting for, you're not voting for, because the city does, all cities, if you've been paying attention to the news, I believe Fort Worth is doing an $865 million bond. So cities don't have funding to pay for everything. So that's why we go out and issue the debt to get things done. So remember, you got 4 options. Okay. Next slide. Just want to bring up May 2nd election. These are the early voting dates and locations. Next slide. We're always looking for people to volunteer to be on boards and commissions. You know, we don't get enough volunteers. So if only one person applying for the board, typically they're going to get it because we like to keep those boards filled. So now's the time to go and put your application in for boards and commission. If you don't get it this year, it doesn't mean you might not get it next year, because boards, when you're appointed, they're for 3 years. Not unless someone steps off the board and creates a vacancy, then I can make another appointment. So I'm always trying to get more volunteers, you know, get you engaged in the city to see what's going on. And this is one great way to serve on a board and commission. And I do know everybody wants to be on planning and zoning in the Parks Board. Okay, no one wants to start off on the board like I started off on aging, A-G-I-N-G. But you'll learn a lot about the needs of the people with disabilities and aging. If you never served on that board, you'll be amazed what you can learn and the things you can recommend to the council that we need to do in our city. Next slide. The Grand Prairie Police Department, they're great. Chief, you like to talk on these slides? And then we have code compliance after that.
Anybody's been to a Kurt Johnson town hall before, you'll know that he runs a tight ship. He starts on time, he ends on time, and he doesn't want me yapping too long. So I'm going to keep my comments very brief. The crime rate in Grand Prairie is the lowest point it's been. 3 is cut out. I'm going to say that again. Lowest point since 1973. There's a couple reasons for that. Mainly because we got outstanding police officers that work here, but also we have a very unique evidence-based policing approach that it deals with, goes further upstream, prevents crime before it occurs instead of trying to solve it after the fact. So it's been very, very effective. And we've taught at the International Association of Police about our strategy. We've even sent officers to Abu Dhabi. So it's working very well. Crime in District 6, it's always down. Live in a very bougie district, so congratulations for that. You probably knew that because a lot of my cops live in your district as well. So really, that's all I have to say. I'll be around for questions.
Thank you, Chief. Ryan.
Hello, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm Ryan Simpson, Assistant Director in the Police Department over Code Compliance. So I'll keep it real brief as well. Bottom line is, regarding code, our numbers are down generally across the city, which is a good thing. Fewer violations. The increase is the number of officer-initiated violations. So these are violations that the code officers are finding on themselves that aren't generated by citizen complaint. So they're able to be more proactive. We have fewer violations across the city, so that's a good thing for us. And I'll be around for questions as well. Thank you.
Thank you there, Ryan. If you notice, I don't really have staff here to answer the questions, so I'm here to take it all in by myself, but the chief loves to speak highly of his department because he deserves that recognition because he's doing an outstanding job for the city. Next slide, please. All right, we begin the recycling bins and trash bins. Thank you there. Thank you there. I know half said no, half said yes, but we've been put in a situation where the city is growing, and I've spoken to some people on the phone about Republic having to replace folks on the back of the truck, and I'm always going to say this here. When I was a child, I remember the trash man. We all knew them because they were there every week. If you notice, in your neighborhoods, it's going to be someone different, and it's going to be at a different time of the day. There's no consistency. So Republic and the city has worked together to come up with a good contract that's going to benefit the city long term. We started last week, April 8th. I didn't get not one complaint by the trash bins being on the street, by the trash bins being out in the front. We try to be proactive on everything we've done here as far as working with the HOAs, letting them know we're coming so they can work on their policies on how they want to address this. And we understand you don't want a trash bin in your garage. We're not asking you to do that. You need to talk to your HOA about what they want you to do. I went around last week and went around, I'm retired, so I get lost in my days. Yesterday, when they picked up for the second time, trash bins were out, nice and neat. Went around by noon, majority of them were pulled back in. Went around yesterday, I only saw 2 cans out around 5, 6 p.m. 2 cans when I rode around to see, is that a problem with the trash being out? And I believe the majority of the people know that they need to bring those trash bins back in, get them off the street. As you know, the summer of 2027, we're going to start phase 2. So with phase 1, we're trying to work out all the bugs and the kinks to make sure as we continue to implement this throughout the city, it's a smooth transition. And like I said, no complaints last week, none this week. So I think right now it's looking good. And I thank Republic for being here tonight and working with the city to try to get this implemented. Now, the 95-gallon container is big. It holds approximately 10 bags of trash, okay, with the lid down. Now, I'm not saying when I come by some homes with trash bags and they got the stretch flex bags, flexing all the way out, you might get 8 or 9 in there that way. But I'm just telling you, those things are big. It holds a lot of trash. And even the recycle bin. I recycled last week because I had a lot of recycling stuff. I didn't recycle this week. So you don't have to put it out there if you don't have anything to recycle. There's not a requirement to put two containers out there. If you have stuff that need to be hauled away, Robin, correct me if I'm wrong, brush is also going to be picked up on that day. So right now it's on Wednesdays down south. You get the trash, one pickup the same day, recycling pickup the same day, and your brush the same day. So you can put all that out there and they're going to come by and pick it up. Next slide, please. All right, we have new businesses in the city. If you've been paying attention to me on the council a year or two ago, I did vote against Bojangles Chicken. I sure did, and I'm proud of it. Bojangles was around a lot of military bases, so that's why I was familiar with them. Don't laugh when I say this, and this is the reason why I voted against them. They served around military bases bone-in chicken. Then I served bone-in chicken, and we have enough chicken finger restaurants in the city. So they're going where the Boston market used to be. The reason the chicken fingers, or the city, we have enough of those type of restaurants here. The Landing in Epic, if you hadn't been there, Chef Tiffany Dairy, new restaurant. It's like a speakeasy, jazz band playing, really, really, really nice. I'm proud to tell people, meet me there at the Landing. There's nothing wrong with the Finch. There's nothing wrong with Radici's. There's nothing wrong with Vador's. But the Landing, you have to go there at least once. It's really, really nice. Now, they're going to charge you to sit on a sofa and eat your food like you're at home. I had issues with that, but I don't have to eat. I can just have a soda, a soft drink, and water. Rose's Cafe is going to be opening soon. Another Dutch brother is going to be coming downtown, Prairie. What's the name? The Golf Ranch off Lake Ridge. If you're driving by there, it's packed every day, all night, any time of the day, it's packed. So if you're a golfer, true golfers go there to improve their skills, because just like on the PGA Tour, you see a little tracer of your ball, you get the same thing there. You get to see what your ball flight, what direction it's going to go in the distance. So if you want to have fun, you go to Topgolf. But if you're serious about your golf game, you go to the golf range. That's all. Next slide, please. Oh, speaking of golf ranch, really nice. I remember when they came to take over Lane Creek Park, the restaurant in that area, they wanted to get rid of the golf range. Player in town. If you improve that, it would be a money maker. And they said we're going to get exactly what they thought they were bringing there, and it's here, and they're actually going to expand because it's full. So I said, you can expand all you want, but you're going to have issues with what they nicknamed me on the council, parking. I'm always saying, where's the parking? So they had to expand the parking out, but they're still going to have a problem. Forgot to make an announcement. The mayor cannot be here tonight because he has a mayor's reception to go to tonight. So he was going to be here, but he has a reception to go to. Next slide, please. How many of you guys been participating in what you're like to? I know y'all have. If you're not getting involved, this is what we do. We go out to the community and ask you, what do you want? We try to take your input. If you're in motions I make, because I'm here to represent your interests. Opportunity to go, call the Parks Department, send them an email. All right. How many of you guys and ladies are familiar with the radio controlled airplane park down south? Y'all were. They have not had any work at that park in over 20 years. Now they're about to have their grand opening next weekend. And when I first started talking to them about getting a new runway, they were embarrassed because people from all over the Metroplex would come down there with their planes. And I joked with them and said, well, I hate that when folks from out of the city come in here and those planes trying to take off the runway and the wheel breaks because that's a crack. You know, it was a joke, but they understood it. But now it's there. The only thing that's there, that's the only thing that the Corps of Engineers will allow to go there because they've been grandfathered in to put that there. Next slide, please. It's in the cut down south. That's all I can say. If you know Seton Road in the cut, when you come around that curve, you come off Peninsula, South Peninsula, you make a left, go all the way, you get into that curve, it's a cut. You'll miss it if you didn't know it was there. I'll take you down there. You want to come with me next Saturday? Okay. Goodland. We've been talking about the development for Goodland. Hopefully you guys have heard about the development in Goodland. Next slide, please. And you can see where it's at on the map. South. Anyone from that area? You used it? Have you used the, okay, yeah. Okay, we had issues with that initially. The residents were so excited and we told them do not get on the bridge because there are no lights. They moved the barriers out the way and just kept on going. So we had to put more barriers up there. And we told them not to use it, but now they're very excited because it cuts off the traffic and it's safer for them to get in and out of their communities now. Next slide, please. Lake Song is another planned master community. I don't know if you've seen any renderings that we had at council meeting, all that. Everything that we vote on is always to the public in the packet on the council agenda. There's an agenda and then there's a packet. Everything I review is to the public. So there's no secrets, no secret handshakes. So they're trying to get people in by the end of this year. That's been their goal. So folks will be into their new home by Christmas. And they've been really moving dirt down. There's multiple builders. Yeah. And they're having a 50 or 55 old community down there, but the home prices start around 600,000, I think, for that down there. Questions to the end? No, it's north of 287. Goodland is south. Okay, we had a groundbreaking ceremony last year. Next slide, please. The Epic Center Comprehensive Plan, as you can see, is land at Lake Ridge in England. If you live down there, I've said what? I'm not gonna do anything with that property. We're not gonna do anything until the community says what they want on that property. And that's what I've held to it. Nothing's gonna change until we figure out what we wanna do with that property. The comprehensive plan, this is another plan that what you like to see between, central Grand Prairie is shifting further south. It used to be pretty much central up here, but it's shifting further south, in particular when Lake Song and Goodland is fully developed. So central may be down what I call south of the bridge, Grand Peninsula area, because everything is shifting down south. We've asked for participation for a bicycle master plan. We want to come into the 21st century as well with cyclists riding around safely. Contact the Parks Department and ask them, and let them know what you would like to have in your neighborhood or close to your neighborhood. This is the most exciting part of the presentation, the public infrastructure. But Noreen does a great job, so she wanted me to show y'all the elevated storage tanks that we're building, having with water. Next slide. Very versed into this. I'm not, I'm gonna be honest, I just know it's coming, and I didn't ask them to come here just to talk about one slide. So if there's any questions at the end, if I'm not able to answer, send me an email and we'll get you a written response. Next slide, please. I told you this is the exciting part, but I told I put it out there. The water lines, yep, we have water lines in Grand Prairie. So I don't know if you guys knew we had a leak up on one of the bridges, and they had to come by and repair it. So they repaired it in a day. So they're just showing they came out and repaired that leak in front of the bridge. Next slide, please. Senate Bill 840. Oh, thank you. No, I'm just kidding. Senate Bill 840, thank God, Yahusha, that we have not been sued because we created Appendix S for the city of Grand Prairie because the bill stated from the governor, we need more housing, and they want us to build more apartments. They made it easier for developers just to come in and get retail space or light industrial without having a zoning change by the council. So we complied with that by doing Appendix S. And Appendix S has in that, where if they're gonna build up under Appendix S, one of the major things that they don't wanna do is building apartments with 3 bedrooms. And we say, hey, if it's for families, you gotta have at least 3 bedrooms. So, and there's some other things we put in there to try to comply with the state law. We have to always comply with the state law, whether we like it or not. And the Peninsula and I went through a lot last year in regards to this. I mean, I took a beating from those people down there. They were not kind. If you remember Trading Places, when Dan Aykroyd came out and he made a comment, I ain't gonna say it, but those people were not nice to me down there. So, but we got it done. But they didn't know what I was working on. I just told them, be patient, trust me. I know you guys hear it all the time from elected officials. Be patient, trust me, but I've proven I'm gonna come through each and every time. Okay. That's well, I guess we just end it here on the thank you. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Thank you. I love to joke around. Life is too short not to have fun. And it doesn't matter. I come to any meeting, I take my punishment. And a friend of mine, we said, as a naval officer, we were doing our department head tours. We take our lumps. As a logistics officer, you take lumps and beatings all the time because everybody comes to you for everything. They may go tell the captain on you, but they come to you for everything. So with that being said, remember, 1 question per person. We're gonna go around the room, and if, hold on. Should give you the 1 question per person, and then we'll go back around the room if your question hadn't been asked, or if you have a second question to ask. All right, thank you there. Softball. Somebody owed it. It is. 1 question. He's going to ask that. Mm-hmm. Amen. Woo! Yes. Yes, we do. Watch this. We have not raised the property taxes, your property taxes, almost 20 years. We can raise some taxes to get this payment around here. That's the quick way. That's the quick and fastest way to do it. But we're understanding the economy that we're in right now. Nobody really wants to pay more money if they don't have to. So we're looking at ways now to give the staff a pay raise. But one thing we're not going to do is put the city in a position financially that we can't get out, meaning there's a city close by, they went into their reserve fund to pay raises for their employees. So they got to pay that same money next year. I didn't know y'all were coming. Same for next year, they still have to pay it. We're not going to do that. We're trying to find ways. I spoke with Cheryl DeLeon, Deputy City Manager. I'm the chair of F&G, and we're looking at forecasting 5 years out because we know money's coming in and money's got to go out, so we have a better picture to look at things. I come from a background, appropriated funding from the federal government is 1 year appropriation. Use it or lose it by the end of the year. The city doesn't do that practice. And we're going to go over that again during the budget. If you have $1 million and you only spend $600,000, how much should you get next year? $600,000 or $1 million? $1 million. Why? Because that $400,000 is going to another department that need the money. So after 2 to 3 years, we see that you're still only spending $600,000. Then we might reduce that because that's your spend level. So those are the things we're looking at to try to ensure every department is adequately funded and properly funded. Our police and fire departments, everybody, we're in it together. I come from the background, the military. We're all one. We believe in togetherness. So I don't think it would be fair if we gave the fire and the police department a raise and the staff no raise. Because it's different pots of money. We're all in this together. And that was my recommendation last year. We can't give to one, not to the other. So who is the most important, which department is the most important department in the city of Grand Prairie? That's right. That's right. So we can't say one is better than the other. Now, you work for the FDIC, they're going to say the bank examiners are, and that's why they're still working. But that's a whole different story. So we're all together. So our police department, fire department, we're in it together, and we're looking at pay raises. Now, Proposition C. Remember I told y'all earlier, you have 4 choices to vote on. All 3, 2, 1, or none. If you don't want one, don't vote for it. If you don't think it's worth it, don't do it. Now, I do know that the folks in Grand Peninsula and Mar-a-Lago is going to vote for that bridge. I know they're going to vote for that. So we're getting ready for infrastructure that's coming down here. They have 3 lanes over the bridge all the way. That's around $66 million. Okay, that's in the proposition. If you say no to it, when do we get to vote on it again? 2 years. So you got more people, more homes are being built, more people moving into those apartments. Traffic's gonna get a little higher. So those are decisions you have to make. I can't tell you which way to go. I'm only telling you have 4 options. All, 2, 1, or 0. Your decision. So, but I know how I'm voting. Peace. Thank you, John. Did I answer your question? Oh, not City Secretary? I'm just joking. Yes, sir.
Hey, Council.
We hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I understand these propositions, A, B, C, and D, but I'm noticing most of that development and infrastructure is centrally south. In other words, not far south like we are in Greenway Trail. And we're starting to get a whole lot of development down there as far as traffic and congestion and everything else off of 287, Lakeview, 360, all that junction down there is really starting to get bad. Who makes those decisions for this proposition right now? Who makes those decisions for the propositions going forward? I understand this has already been in the pipeline.
The citizens do. Why? How does the citizens make that recommendation? Because you come down to council and say, this is what's going on. Staff looks into it and keep that. When we're looking for money, if we don't have the money, then a bond election will occur. So the citizens, I've said it many times before, you should see something, say something. But what I constantly get in return is that no one says anything until they come to the town hall meeting. It's the first time we hear about it. So you have to come to the city council meeting. The city council meeting, citizen comments, we moved it to the front. So you can say what you got to say and stay for the meeting. or go home. We know you're gonna go home, so we put it to the front so you don't have to wait until we fight it out on one. We get hung up on one issue a lot of times for a long time. So we made it convenient for you to come to the meeting, speak, and go home if you want to, but you can stay. That's a change we made last year. So we need the citizens to come down and say, what do you need and what's going on? I don't walk all the neighborhood, but people who send me stuff about the sidewalks, I send it to staff and they get on it. South Grand Peninsula, there was a huge dip in the road. Got it fixed. You have to say, you have to speak up. And I've challenged everyone in my district, always call your elected official. Call them. Most of y'all have my number. Call us. I'd love to hear from you. It does not bother me. I need something to do. Hold on.
What's the update on the gas station in front of Greenway Trail?
I have no idea because that's the developer has been approved for it. We can't tell them when to build. That's with any developer in the city. If they've been approved for it, it's up to them when they want to build. So I don't know. And I'm not calling them to find out. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't do that. This lady here, Polly. Oh. It's this coming Tuesday. You got to look at the schedule. Sometimes we meet twice a month. Sometimes we meet once a month. So it's this coming Tuesday is the council meeting. Did I answer your question? Oh, it starts at 6:30. And so, and you have to sign up, I think, by 6 to speak that night. So yes.
With the tax rate kind of remaining flat and property values have risen, that's creating a surplus of around $8 million a year, roughly, give or take.
I don't know that figure right offhand, but if you say so, I believe you.
It's been roughly a little over $8 million.
Mm-hmm.
How does that surplus or additional revenue get tossed back into the community?
Well, we don't get all that money. There are a lot of foreclosures. People don't pay their taxes. And when we're thinking, just say June or July 30th, we get all the property tax money. And there's a lot of folks who hadn't paid, so we get another a pot of money later. Everyone doesn't pay their property taxes. Everyone don't pay their HOA dues. That's just the fact. So it's nice. It would be nice that everyone paid. There are a lot of foreclosures in the Metroplex, and we're no different. We have foreclosures too. So we're not chasing the banks to get the money, but it comes. It doesn't come all at one time.
I don't know whether you know this or not, but my question is, we live at the end of 360 and 287. What I want to know, when they plan to finish that, where 360 go on over to, connect with 287, because right now you got to go way back down and turn way back up to get on the other side. Instead of, if they did something, if they had it completed, you could come out.
From 360 to get right onto 287? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm trying to, yeah.
Instead of going past 7-Eleven and then coming around, is that what you're having to do?
You come out of
Good question.
So if they finish it and carry it over, they could have you come right out and they have go up with a bridge, go up out and be on the other side.
Okay, that's something the city doesn't do. That's text dot. So they're supposed to come in 2028 and do a survey to see how much it's going to cost and when can they start. So if they say in 2028 they're going to come and evaluate it, when do you think they're going to start? Oh, that's about right. So I know you're joking, but it's going to take some time. It's on the radar, but we don't have the money because, prime example, Proposition A is for roads and bridges and streets. We don't have the money, and that's TxDOT's responsibility. And I don't know if they're going to make it. We heard it may be another toll, because that's the way they're going to build stuff, because that's the fastest way for them to get their money back.
just want to know, Proposition A, is any of that money going to be spent on Broad Street?
Broad Street?
Mm-hmm.
No, man, that's Mansfield. On the other 360
Okay, like
over, you go, if you're crossing, if you, England Parkway,
from,
cross 360, you're on Broad Street.
if you go over the bridge?
Yes, that's Mansfield.
That's not us.
No. So, good question though. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's where we end at. It's 2 lanes. So the lane that's closest to Grand Prairie is ours, the other's theirs. So, hey, when we fixed Daymar Road, we partnered with them. You understand? We partnered. We gave them money to help because they wanted to do it, and we partnered with them to get that road completed. And we also got some fencing done for the community when you were able to drive by. And I noticed my neighbors had hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill because it was so low. So it's true. I'm like, man, this is bad. I know they got the money. Oh, they're doing the fencing now? Okay, so there was a whole fight within itself. And I'm a snitch on Mansfield. They said that they weren't going to give us any money for our citizens because they were not harmed. But I had a trick under my sleeve, and we got that money. Okay. No, let's go to.
On Proposition C, if it passes, when will we find out what district each item would go in?
It's going to be on England and Lake Ridge. I'm just joking.
I will throw this at you.
I told you those people were mean to me down there. He threatened me, Chief. Let's get him. I got back up. We don't know. We don't know. You know, I'm just. Anybody in the military? Okay, you remember we went to school? We went to school in the Navy, the chief. You knew that was something was going to be on the test, so you made sure you remembered that. So, I'm just saying the peace sign for everybody. Who's next? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's not related to the bond program, but I have a question about the intersection at Sergeant Hunter and Barnum Road. The light's not working yet. It's not functioning. It's been like that for at least 6 months.
On Barden?
Barden and Sergeant Gray Hunter by the Walmart.
Oh,
It's not operating, sir.
it's not operating. They have a,
But it's been like that for almost 7 months.
yeah, and onto Webrin Road the same way, right? Where the lights are there, but they haven't turned them on yet. So,
Yeah. But
say again?
isn't
I have no idea.
hazard,
We can ask.
especially rush hour, school buses.
The lights, were they working before?
No, sir.
That's right. Okay, so
But in the morning,
we can ask the staff.
school buses, you got apartment complex, you got trucking in the area.
Mhm.
So it seems to be kind of taking too long, in my opinion. There's no announcements on the ETA for completion time.
Okay. Rick, Bonner, you got that for me? Okay, we can answer to
Either
that.
on the website or nothing.
Yeah, see if we can post it on the website.
Like 3 months, 6 months, whatever.
Okay, yeah, onto Webrin Road's the same way.
Yes, sir.
The lights are there.
But this is a heavily area.
That's a heavy area down there too, just like on Camp Wisdom, when you're going around by High Hawk, that community,
Yes, sir.
still got problems there too. So,
The main concern is the school buses and the trucking area.
right,
That's just,
we got it. We're gonna get an answer.
thank you, sir.
Okay. Hearing no more questions? Oh. Y'all come on and have a seat. You know,
Thank you. How you,
yeah,
hey, how you doing, Kirk?
all right.
Recently, John, our association president, requested that the board, part of the board, address some issues in reference to code compliance. And Rosemary was not able to make it today or this afternoon. So anyway, we went out and tried to figure out what is wrong with our neighborhood in reference to code compliance. So I'm going to address some of the issues that we found going through the neighborhoods. Doing the neighborhood to look for code violations, deed restrictions, we found over 50 violations just in 3 neighborhoods in 3 hours. We concentrated basically on the street. We didn't look anything else. 50 violations, and what the things that we found were license plates, no license plates. Okay, no license plates. We found 2 vehicles that been parked probably about 6 years on the street. They were expired license plate for 6 years, 2 of them. It's pretty old. We went through Westchester Valley, Westchester Phase 4, Westchester Phase 1. A lot of vehicles were parked on the wrong way. We didn't write up vehicles that were parking in the driveways, in the sidewalk. We didn't do anything. We didn't write those up. So if we were to write everything, we would have been over in those 3. It would have been way over 100, easy. It's parked in front of stop signs, parked on the wrong way.
Okay.
I mean, I could wreck vehicles on the streets. Vehicles parked in the driveway on jacks, flat tires, expired registrations for years. So we would love for our code compliance to become more proactive. We really need that
Okay.
because this is the result of not being proactive.
Okay. Good questions. Good points.
I'm not done yet, sir.
So, is it a question or are we going to make a long statement? Because what I've gathered is that code compliance needs to make some visits in Westchester.
Well, they've already started. The good thing is that I got an email saying that they were out there today, try to address these. But this is never ending story if we don't become proactive.
Okay. I get it. What would be your solution? Because
Recommendations, yes, sir. I'm glad you asked that.
Mhm.
Code compliance needs to be proactive and not complaint driven. Right now, they're complaint driven. You file a complaint, that's when they address it. They don't address it when they see it. It's obvious just by the 50 violations that we saw. Educate the residents. Tell them, hey, this is wrong. This is the, you're parked illegally, whatever the case that you see a violation. Talk to the resident if they're outside standing next to their vehicle. Use stickers or inspection cards. You can do that. But what I mean by being proactive, you don't have to arrest everybody. You don't have to cite everybody. You don't have to tow every vehicle. Let them know there's a violation by putting a sticker on it, if that's what you want to do. Or you can put a card. You can make a card with the most common violations, put a little check mark, put it on the windshield. That's how that's a very good way of being proactive. One of the things that we have issues in reference to code compliance, you cannot get a status once you file a case. The only way to get an update, you have to call. You cannot get an update on the app, nor on the website. You have to call. This is 2026. If you go on the website, it says closed. Even though you submit the case, it says closed. What I found out was that means it's not closed. It means that it's been assigned to a code compliance officer, even though it says closed. I didn't know that. So what I'm saying is that, it would be neat to find out where the case is in the process. Right now, we can't do it. The only way is to call. We got apps, we got website. Why can't they be placed there?
Charles, let me address these issues because I'm hearing the spirit of what you're saying here. I think the website one is a good point, first and foremost. So we'll see if we can look into that. But you had mentioned that you found 50 or so violations, took you a few hours to do that. Let me tell you what the challenges are, and then let me tell you what my solution is. Okay. So first, the challenge. What took you 3 hours to go around and identify license plates? I agree with you, and I'm trying to move to a more proactive model. The problem is we can't ignore the complaints. You can't. If you ignore the complaints, the same thing you just brought up about not being able to get feedback on the website, now those people are upset. The challenge is we need a more efficient way to identify the code problems. That's the bottom line. So here's a solution we're looking at this budget year. My boss has no idea about this yet. So there is software that's driven by AI that we're going to recommend that we put on our code trucks. That is, I hope to fund this with approval through our crime prevention district tax. So it's not hitting the general fund. And the way it works is the code truck doesn't have to stop. It's automated. It can see when there's an issue and automatically send the notice. You said get out, put a sticker. This is more automated. Because the challenge with your solution is I go to Charles's house because your grass is too tall and your tags are out, and we address you. But what happens then is John calls or you say, well, wait a minute. John's house has got a tag out too. Why are you picking on me, Daniel? That's a bunch of crap. So now the code officer is getting beat up. So instead, they don't get to just do yours. They got to do multiple. It's very, very time consuming. It's inefficient. On top of that, we have staffing issues in code right now. So believe it or not, whenever code is banging on all cylinders, Charles, you never call up and say, man, you're doing a great job. But you do call when they're blowing it, right? It's not a real desirable job. So the goal is to try to make this a little more proactive, to use your term, using AI so we can just drive these neighborhoods, gain compliance. If I can get compliance, because most people I feel like get the notice are going to fix it on their own, then we can more easily be proactive. So that's the vision. I'm just not there yet. So I'm working on it. Okay.
Sure. Less than 1 minute.
I hear what you're saying, sir, and I think that's a good approach. But the problem is this. We can probably get 50 or 60 cars off the street, if not more, because those cars have been there for years. And you open up the streets for when the carts get over here.
Thank you, Charles. Appreciate it.
All right, next question.
Thank you. And not to beat a horse to death, but Chief, about code compliance, I will just add on. Well, my question would be, you mentioned staffing. What can we look forward to that? What can we look forward to as far as staffing is concerned? And I will say, to kind of follow up on what Charles was saying, one complaint that we get all the time is if, for instance, a neighbor's car is blocking the sidewalk and you call and they come and take care of that, then they're very angry because you have 3 or 4 houses right near them and they don't get addressed, right? And what we've heard before, and I get it because of staffing, is that you're taking care of the complaints that have come in because they are of the highest priority and they have to get to the next complaint. You just don't have the staffing to take care of 3 or 4, but people feel picked on. So is the staffing, is that going to be addressed soon?
Hold on, Chief, let me say one thing on that. How many of you guys actually read the pipeline? Seriously, just don't be trying to, hey, look at my neighbor, they raise their hand. I asked Chief last year to put in the pipeline to run for 3 months about people parking over the sidewalk. It was there for 3 months. So once again, I know we don't want to be on the next episode about our neighbor. Killed our neighbor or whatever. I know we don't. So you don't address it. And I agree. If we address this house, there's 3 more going over there. But if the priorities are the complaints, they gotta get those tickets down. So I just want to bring that up. We put in I had in there for 3 months and run 3 months. Do not park over the sidewalks because school is about to start and the kids gonna have to walk in the streets to get around that. Go ahead, Chief.
I could triple code enforcement and we'd still have issues in our city. In my assessment, the answer isn't more people, it's to leverage technology. I feel like we could just do it better. Now, don't get me wrong, we still need bodies. I mean, Ryan's probably gonna throw something at me because we need to fill our vacancies. There's no doubt. And we could still, we have other priorities. Short-term rentals is a big challenge for us. We have code officers that address that. Auto-related business, huge problem for us. We have code officers that address that. Again, I could triple it. I could triple our child crimes unit. There's tons of things that we can do. But I feel like this idea that Director Simpson brought forward on this tech is a really good one. And I'm going to tell you very briefly. I meet with my staff before budget time, and I'm very critical because I know these are taxpayer dollars. And they will tell you 90% of what they bring me feels like curb peelers, and I cut it. When this came through, I'm like, praise Jesus. Let's look at it. So.
Okay, next question. Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah.
So I realize this may not be for you, and I know that young lady who does trash is not here, but I don't know if it's also a
Robin?
Republic question. Oh, okay.
Talk trash to
Okay. There we go. The bins that we're now having, I know they're not in my area yet, but they're coming. I know in Arlington, when they went to the bins, they had it where if you were a certain age and you couldn't maneuver the bin, you
I got
could
it.
leave
I
on
got
your
it.
front porch.
I got it.
Okay.
All right. Great question,
Okay.
Sarah. Great question.
And then could I do one joke for Chief?
Just do it.
So, Chief, I just want to let you know I'm still speeding through the school zones and trying to aim for the scooters. I just want to let you know I'm still trying to do my part, okay?
Okay. All right. What we have here, if you didn't know, or when you get the bins, Republic has something called a concierge service for the elderly, disabled. If you're not able to push the cart down, you're going to start with a 95-gallon one. You might only have one bag, so you might say, well, I'm spending too much money on 95. I'm going to go down to 65 gallons. A concierge service, you'll have to contact Republic and they'll see if you qualify for it. And they'll have someone come and get the trash for you and bring it down. Isn't that wonderful? The staff in Republic thought about that, and Robin's going to add a little bit more to it. Let's go, Robin.
I am just one little correction on that is to contact the city because the city is verifying the needs and then sending over those to us.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be, you can send it to us, but it's going to be, they're going to do that. That's why I just cut the middleman out on the thing, but they're going to say it. So if they're in complaints, I want to go to Republic. I'm just joking. Next question, please. Over here.
This question is for Robin as well. In regards to the phases, I understand we're on phase 1. How do we know what areas are in phase 2 and the timeline for phase 2 and 3? I did see that it's going to extend to October 2027. Just trying to gauge like when my area is going to have the rollout.
You're probably going to be in phase 2 because we're going from the south to the north. We're not going to skip around the city. So we're starting from the south and we're going to slowly move north. And from where you told me you live, you're probably going to be in phase 2.
I will say, so phase 1, we started just the, not a pilot, but an early program so that they can give us feedback on what to do better. Was communication good? You know, that type of thing. Phase 2 will be everyone else in the city. So trucks have been ordered. They're still taking about a year to come in and there's over 25. So as soon as those trucks come in, we have a fluid date that says on or before October. So it will be hopefully before if those trucks come in 2027. And so everyone else will have carts delivered in 1 week and everyone else will start on the same day or the same week.
Yeah, I get to see Robin at these events. With the trash trucks, people be down there looking at them because that's what they're trying to buy. People buying trash trucks, all sorts of fire trucks, everything. So at these events, I get to see her down there looking at the newest trash trucks. Next question. Gino, did you have a question? It was going to go, well, James. Okay, come on. I'll see you Tuesday.
Chief, short-term rentals. I've gotten about 3 door flyers now. What do we need to report those to help you out? What do we need to do?
Yeah, thank you. I would be grateful if you would. They're required to register if they're in our city. Expect that there's going to be more of those, particularly with World Cup coming. Our team is bracing for impact. It is very lucrative right now to have a short-term rental in this area. So unfortunately, I think that's going to increase, but we need to know where they are. There's very strict protocols if you have a short-term rental, as you know, that our officers can actually enforce. So on the outside chance that we don't know where they are, when officers respond, they log it, tag in our code team, and then we start enforcing for failure to register, among other things. So please, yeah, let us know.
Okay. Do you just want me to send the flyer information to you to all of that? Okay. I
Any or both.
Okay.
Speaking of short-term rentals, we're seeing an increase, or we are seeing an increase, but it's always part issues always there, the group homes in the neighborhood. We don't know until an issue comes up, we find out. Last month, the council meeting, there were, the ordinance said you can't be within 2,500 feet of each home. And there was a home there, so whoever gets their paperwork in first are pretty much being approved. So the owner of the property, because they lease their homes to these people, so they can have a little 4 to 6 people in the house, he said, I have 22 of those in the neighborhood. We didn't know until he said that. So that's when we start looking. So we do not know everything. That's why I keep saying, you see something, say something, no matter how small it is, how large it is, let us know. Let the staff look into it. We don't know. So some of those homes are required or mandatory by law. We can't stop. Some of those homes have to have a license to the state, and the state would inspect them. Some might have to have a water sprinkler system built in the house. Those, we have to follow the state law and requirements. Some we can deny, and we've denied those, but especially they're within 2,500 feet of the next one. So we're trying to manage that the best we can. But the 22 homes, we didn't know until the guy said, he was proud. I got 22 of these in the neighborhood. Like, thanks for letting us know. Now we're on it. Yes, ma'am.
So to piggyback on the STRs, I've got 3 of them in our community. One of them is permitted, 2 are not. We've turned the 2 in. Don't know what the status is of those. There's no way to find out. My question is, and this, I apologize if it starts a can of worms, but why can the city not require every STR to provide proof that they can operate within the community that they're opening?
Because we don't know until they
when they make application.
A lot of them don't. Until we find out, that's when we go and look into it, because people are popping up STRs, and if there's a complaint there, because the neighbor made a complaint because there's too many cars, loud music, that's when we find out. So once again, if you see a home with a lot of traffic going in and out of there, email me. All you gotta do is email me. If you don't want to email the chief or the police, email me and we're looking into it, but we don't know until there's an issue. So we can't be proactive on an issue like that, not unless the residents are being honest to come down and fill out the application. So we don't know.
Once they're permitted, can they be revoked?
Yes. Mm-mm.
I'm being a pain in their side, I promise you. If I ever find out anybody is an STR in my neighborhood, right.
That's the best tool you have at your disposal, because my officers can enforce that.
Okay.
So if you see a short-term rental and they're parking out front, call us.
Okay.
That's a 911 call. I require a supervisor to respond on every one of those, and because I know what a quality of life issue it is. So,
right.
well, and so they have other requirements. They have to have post who is responsible for responding. They have to be able to respond within an hour. There's a lot of things. And if they don't, well, then we can revoke them.
Over here to Gino. You got talking to the mic, Gino.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure. Chief, so short-term rentals, they cannot park on the street. Is that what you're saying? So any vehicles that's assigned to that house or that resident, they have to park in the driveway.
If they're a guest of the short-term rental or they rent the short-term rental, they have to park on the property itself, cannot park in the street. You as a homeowner can, but if you are a short-term rental occupant, you have to park in the driveway or in the garage or on an improved surface.
I didn't know that. That's good to, okay.
Well, and so very quickly, that is what gives us the teeth when there's a party going on, right? So there's a lot of noise and things like that. It's very difficult to enforce different nuances there, but the officers they can immediately tell if there's too many cars here, and it gives us actionable items. So, yep. And by the way, don't wait for the party. You see them parked in the street, just call immediately.
Yeah, please. I'm gonna say it again. You see something, say something. Don't be in your home at night complaining to your spouse or your loved one what we're not doing because it's in your house. I challenge you. Call me, email me, put me to work. I'm retired. I need something to do. I get $5 a meeting, and you guys are overpaying me at this point for not having any work to do. Any more questions? Yes, ma'am.
With the influx of all the apartments and people moving this way, are there any plans for a new grocery store?
Where? It's not going to be one down south because people down south said they don't want one. Yeah, they don't want it. We're not going to put it there. As long as I'm council, we're not going to put it there. We had opportunities for grocery stores, a grocery store off Camp Wisdom. The opportunity came and left because the person didn't stay in contact with them. So we are looking at grocery stores. Where do you live? I'm in District 6. Oh, so you live in Westchester. Oh, you got Tom Thumb. I want to say it jokingly because we used to have Albertson and Tom Thumb. We are looking at grocery stores. What they're still using the old model where the crows fly and go around and they look at the lake. There's no one living on the lake, so they don't believe we have the capacity. And we've shown them the income. Trust me, we're working very hard to get more grocery stores here other than Tom Thumb. Yes, we're trying to get HEB. Mansfield beat us down south. We might hopefully we can get one up north. Joe V's. I go to Joe V's. It's a nice grocery store. So believe me, when I say this, we are working on grocery stores, trying to get them. But no matter what incentives that we offer, it might not be in their best interest because of their models that they're using. In my opinion, they're using old, outdated, antiquated models to determine if the grocery store is going to be successful or not. And restaurants, they're doing the same thing. It was an article a few years ago saying that Grand Prairie residents can't afford a high-end restaurant. So you go to Epic, you go to the Landing, you're going to pay some money. You're going to pay some money at the fence. You're going to pay a little money, but they're all thriving. So yeah, we're looking for grocery stores. When we build in Goodland and Lake Songs, it's already in their master plan for retail, for those type of things. Until the rooftops pop up, they're not going to do the commercial. That's just the way. Why build a commercial and there's no one there, no one buy the homes? It's a bad investment for them. So they got to get the roof. Remember, they have to get the rooftops first to see if it's going to support a grocery store. If they built a grocery store and no one builds down there, who's going to go down there? It's going to be an inconvenience. I'm just being real on how they look at things. Anybody else? Oh, right here. Hold on. You got to speak into the mic. You have to speak. It's being recorded. No, it's being recorded so they can hear it.
Tarrant Regional Water District, we're in the area where they're putting in that big extension. They have destroyed 2 sides of our streets and sidewalks. Now, we're looking and we're not going to be digging there for another year and a month. where do I go or who do I talk to? Because that's a hazard.
The Tarrant Water District is building.
They
It's on the-
basically bulldozed over our street
Uh-huh.
and destroyed both sides of the street sidewalk. Now, of course, now they put gravel down so they wouldn't destroy it anymore. But the Lee kind of said, when everything's done, they'll fix it. I'm not waiting a year and a half to get my sidewalks fixed. How do I get that? Is that a code violation? How do we go about it?
If there's construction going on and you're saying you would like for them to rebuild the sidewalk.
Well, they've basically driven their bulldozers over it and destroyed it.
Okay. Call me tomorrow.
Okay.
No, not tomorrow. I'm going out of town. On Tuesday, I get back Monday night. Call me on Tuesday. Hopefully by then we'll have an answer. If you call me and text me your email address, if we have it, I will send you the written response back.
Yeah.
So give me the street, give me the area.
Yeah. If it's a pit issue, is it an HOA issue?
No.
I just don't want either one of us on PID or HOA to get sued when someone falls because our sidewalks are
I don't
destroyed.
see how the PID or HOA will be sued for something they didn't do.
Well,
and it's not your responsibility to
crazy
repair.
questions, but that's why we're here.
Okay. Where's the neighborhood?
Greenway Trails.
Greenwood Trails. Okay. Who is next? You have to speak into the mic.
Quick question. On 360 and I-20 is blocked now every day. But they put the barrels there, so it's really a very narrow trying to exit there, 360 and I-20, right there, Great Southwest. Yeah. But I don't see any construction. I just see barrels.
We're going northbound on 360.
Going
From 20 to 360.
360 to I-20 going
North.
east.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
Where is it at?
Yeah, great. Yeah. Well, actually, just making the transition from 360 to the I-20 east. It's only one lane. Right. But I'm not seeing them doing anything.
It's
Oh,
at
late
night.
night? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
But it's blocked off during the day.
That's text dot.
Okay.
So
I just wondered if you could say about the street.
Yeah, they're probably working at night because it's less traffic. Try to. Okay, next question. Yes, ma'am.
All the talk about Goodland, the data centers, water, there's going to be an issue with water. Is there an issue with water?
No.
Can you speak on it more?
Yeah,
or-
it was at the council meeting. You know, if you guys remember this, if you can't make the council meeting, you can watch it online. So everything that we discussed is in the public. The data centers, water is going to be what considered a closed loop water system, where their water is going to recycle within the building. It's going to go out after 3 or 4 cycles. It goes back out into to be through the filtration system that you guys get your water from. And I'm just saying because I have another filter at my house. I have a filtration system in my house, so it's filtered and brought back in. The old data centers did have an issue with water, but the new ones that they're building, they knew that was an issue. It's like it shouldn't be a problem. Since we're talking about the water, let's talk about the electricity. Who's paying for that? Go ahead, and you probably seen on Facebook. We're paying for that. No, we're not. They're paying for that through Encore. Goodland is a planned community. They already had that in their planned community to have data centers down there. So Encores require them to have their own power. So please do not be fooled. If the power goes out in your neighborhood and their power is on, don't say the city is trying to save those tax dollars and kept their power on, because that's what's going to, people are already saying that's what we're going to do. It's not true. I've always asked you, if you have a question, ask your elected officials. I'm going to tell you the truth. You might not like the truth, what I'm going to tell you, but they're on a different system. They're required to have a different power grid system for that over there. So if our power goes out, that's the system we're on. They're paying for their own power to stay on, no difference than you having a personal generator. If I have a personal generator at my home and my power is on yours, why is it my system better than yours? I invested into a power generator to keep my power on. That's all they're doing. So if you can spread that word out down there too, that when the power goes out and their power stays on, it's two different systems. Yeah. So, so the smart thing to do, if you have a battery generator, go over there and ask, can you plug the battery generator up, get it like that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because the battery generators go down. I'm just putting you on some game here. It's best to get some battery generators, not gas. That should be easy to figure out. John? Yes? Uh-oh.
Okay. Now, but I just want to say this. I voted for you.
Yes.
Right? I voted for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably other people in here that did too. But the thing about it is, in addressing a concern, you know this is not a negative. We just need this stuff handled. And as an HOA, we work well with the city. We do our job. We have a few differences. So these differences that we're bringing up is these private equity investors. They coming into single family neighborhoods, single family home, they buying up property. We don't need no slumlords. If they're going to buy up the property, they need to take care of it. So if we lacking code officers, I know it's a challenge. I always tell the chief, he's the best chief in Texas. I mean that, because he is. But we still got to take care of that. We still got to, we got to. Kurt, I don't want my property value to go down. I've invested too much, and too many people in my neighborhood have invested too much for our neighborhoods to be run down.
Good point. And guess what? I'm gonna put you on some game. I live here too. Why would I want my property to go down? I don't. So those private equity firms, I just sold a house in Lancaster. Did y'all know that? We don't know who's buying what. We don't know who's buying the home. Is it an individual or private equity? We don't know. I just sold one of my homes in Lancaster. Once again, it takes you guys to say something. You see something, say something. If that home is going down, it's not being maintained and taken care of, you have to report it. Now, I'm about 50 pounds over, and I know it. If I walked every street, every sidewalk, I'll probably find a lot of things. Now, I will share this with you. When I campaigned in 2024, going to some doors, some people having problems with their home. Foundation issues, needing paint. I'm not going to say anything to them because I don't know their financial situation. But if you guys want code to go and knock on the door and say put another coat of paint on there, or whatever the violation is, this is what we're here for. But I'm not going to say anything to them because I saw a lot of homes. I said, people are struggling out here. And I'm not going to try to put something on them that they can't do. That's pressure. That's just me. Now, if you send me an email, I'm gonna address it. But the private equity firms, we don't know it. Just like I told the guy, said he got 22 of those homes. We didn't know that he said it that night. We would have never known if he would have said, this is the only house we have. How would we know? Y'all see things before we do. And I know you don't want to be on the next episode of Hear Thy Neighbor or whatever, but send me the email. No one's ever going to know that you sent it to me. The staff is going to address it. That's all you got to do. It's that easy. If you ever sent me an email or called me, it wasn't the issue addressed. You got addressed. I'm retired. I'm asking for work. So far, I've only earned 38 cents on my $5 this month. So I love to joke around, but we can't do it without you guys. You have to say something. And that's all it takes to say something. We're going to look into it. And I don't disagree with you. I don't want it either, but I don't until y'all say something. Anything. You see these cars coming and staying at these homes, long hours late at night, just coming in. Say something. Send me an email. That's all you got to do. Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening. It's there.
So I just had another question about the data centers. I recently heard a podcast with Councilmember Adams mentioning how much money the data center would be bringing to the city. But then I also saw somebody on Facebook mention that the city was giving a ton of incentives to the tune of about $100 million. I want to know if that's true, but then I also want to know, as a councilman, as it relates to providing incentives for corporations to come develop in our community, how do you look at making those decisions of what the impact could be for citizens?
Great question. Questioning, you said Councilwoman Adams said the city is going to receive millions of dollars. Over 10 years, it's going to be 100 million. So what does that equate to? 10 million a year. That's not a lot of money. That's number one. Number two, where did you get the data from the incentives that the city is giving them? Where did you get that information? You didn't share that with me. So where'd you get that from?
So this hasn't been data that I reviewed. It's a post by somebody who has been making a ton of posts about transparency in city council.
And that's another issue. When you're reading stuff on social media, it may not be true. So every city offers businesses incentives. For example, the Dallas Cowboys came to Arlington. Did they offer them an incentive? Or they're asking for $238 million for renovations right now to keep them there? So what would you want us to do? Let them go, the economic driver for that city? You have to offer them. So what we done, compared to another city that's close by, they gave them 100% of their tax break. We didn't. We gave them 60-some% a tax break, not 100%. So when these people are making these comments on Facebook, I'm reading them too. I don't comment because I know a quarter or less of that is true. So once again, call your elected official, ask them, what did we vote on and why? So over 10 years, we're estimating to get over $100 million. That's $10 million a year. That's not a lot of money, but it's a much better deal than a neighboring city because they gave them all their money. We didn't. And we even threw in no, it's not that deal. It might be $40,000. Doesn't sound much. To help small businesses, they're going to get $40,000 a year to help small businesses to get off the ground. So we asked for stuff. Did they say it in that post? No. Call your elected officials and get the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. That's what every elected official in the city of Grand Prairie is going to tell you. No one's going to BS. It is what it is. So the data center, we heard about the water, we heard about the electricity. Now we're hearing that we gave them all these tax breaks. You all just agreed. The Cowboys got a tax break to come over there. If they don't get this $238 million, you think they're going to move again? What other teams are thinking about moving? The Mavericks in the news. They're trying to tear down City Hall. We're not trying to tear down City Hall. We're trying to build up downtown Grand Prairie. And that's in the making. You probably read about that post too. Lies. I would say just lies. If you want to know the truth, call me. I'm never going to chase down a lie. So if I'm not calling you trying to explain myself, I'm not going to chase down a lie. I would tell you the truth. So, young brother, that answers your question. Thank you. Next.
I just have a concern or a suggestion about a fire station number 9.
Okay.
Pole Road and Kerry Parkway.
Uh-huh.
There's an empty lot on the east side. I'm afraid that it might be developed by residential or maybe a business. Is the city possibly buy it or maybe eminent domain to help the fire department expand or maybe use it some other ways?
Oh, okay.
There's no signs there for someone.
Yeah, so we have to look to see who owns the land, and two, before we buy land, we have to have a purpose. We always make sure we have a purpose for doing it. And I know a lot of folks want us to buy land so no one can build. And I told you, these your HOAs and PIDs can buy that land too and do whatever you want to do if you want to protect certain territories. So I'm not familiar with the land vacant over there. It's probably not on our radar. We might even just own it. I don't know.
Several years ago, we had a sign, but it was never developed. So it's still there.
It was saying develop or for sale.
it was for sale.
Okay, so that's the difference.
But
Being
if we
sold.
get it, so the fire department can expand,
What would you like to see the fire department to expand to?
or that to be boxed in.
Van, right, let's ask Chief at Fire Station 9, do they feel that they need additional room so we can look into that?
Maybe a training facility or not being
Okay. Any more questions? John. Or earlier.
It's just 7:20.
I know. Next Level Chef is on. I watched Next Level Chef on Thursday night. Y'all gonna make me earn that $5, right? I'm be like Fred Chef and give you $5. Yes.
On the, let's say if we all voted for A, B, and C on the proposition, are we going to have, and you probably said this and I could have missed it, are we going to have informational meetings concerning, if all of that's approved, as to how these funds are distributed?
Good question. A and B is already spelled out for you, what we're asking for the money for. C is spelled out too. Do you want a botanical garden? Do you want more pickleball courts? That's all I'm saying. Peace be with you. So it's going to be on the website, the election results. So we'll know when the election's over if it passed or not. So if they all pass, there's nothing we have hidden with the bridge, 66 million, and we're gonna say, no, we don't want to do that now. It has to go for that, it's designated for that project. And those folks love me for putting that on there. I know they do. They don't want to tell me. So it's there. But everything we're asking for money for, that's what the bond is for. There's no sleight of hand. We're not gonna use it for anything else, and it's not all gonna be built at one time. You know, it's not all gonna be, we're gonna start everything May 4th, that Monday. We're not gonna, it's gonna be a year starting on things, but I really want that bridge built quickly. And I need y'all to come down on that bridge and say you'd like to have a fishing pier off of it too. I'm serious. Yes, ma'am.
You probably already have addressed this issue. When are the apartment buildings going to stop?
Which apartment buildings?
All of them. If you go down Deckman, on the opposite side, they're building more down there.
Right.
What is coming toward the one by the church? What's going on down there by the church? Oak. What's the name of the church? Oaks Church, the one that sold us out to the other apartment buildings. The question is, when are the apartment buildings going to stop in Grand Prairie?
They're not going to stop. I'm going to be honest. Why? Why do I say that? Nope. We're on top of SBA 40. Why do I say that? If the land is zoned for apartments, we cannot stop it because what's going to happen? They're going to sue us. The judge that day is going to say, you lose, they have to bill. But have you noticed, have anyone noticed how many zoning changes we've denied for apartments? Have y'all ever noticed that? 5 years I've been here, and that was one of my goals. I would not support a zoning change for apartments. And more apartments, and we have not voted a zoning change in 5 years for additional apartments. So what was already approved before I got here in 2021 and what's already approved that's been zoned for it, we can't stop it.
What I would like to see would be more of those
hybrid homes?
Yeah, those little private homes that's across the street. That would be nicer.
Okay, I'm just laughing at the community that they did not want that. Okay, so you go talk to the community, and it's just that easy. Ask the community what they want, and say let's go down to the council and tell them what we would like to have. Now a developer has to come in and build that. We don't build apartments. We don't build hybrid homes. A developer has to say, yep, I think this is a good deal for me to build this here. If they don't come, just like grocery stores, we want them. If they're saying, hey, we don't see where we can make money long term, they're not going to come. And you're the same way on your investment product. If you don't think it's going to earn money, you're not going to put money into it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that easy.
I'm seeing a lot of signs now where the police are saying lock your cars and down on
Hold on. No. You asked your apartment question. That's one. That's the rules. One. So I need to get somebody else another opportunity. George.
Yes, the location of the old Coles off of I-20 and Carrier, you know, where the Coles, the Whataburger, is there any plans, has anybody asked about expansion out there? Or?
Yeah, we're going to put pickleball courts there. I'm just joking. I'm only joking. No, we've had folks want to do storage units there. We said no. Some wanted to do almost like a swap meet shop that go in there. We said no. What we desire to have is the nice restaurants or two of them in there. But if you know someone, have them go look at the property. You live in this community just like we do. If anyone knows someone who might want to have a nice restaurant, put it over there. That's what we would desire because we think the community would support that, not a storage unit place. We said, no, that's not going to work. And this little shop with a whole bunch of vendors in there, we said no to that also. So we don't have anything other than that. We have nothing else for. No one's come to us to build out Coles.
We do have a lot of apartments, and I mean, buildings like crazy. Is anybody keeping track of the vacancy rate or the? I mean, can't imagine
the occupancy rates at the apartments.
Yes.
I'm not.
Be something
I got
or not? I just wondered.
I don't see how that's our role to go and ask the apartment complex, what's your occupancy rate? That's their business model. What they want to do. That's something.
But what will happen? Well, my question is, what will happen if they don't rent them all? Will they turn around and make them low income?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm being honest. That's exactly.
That's the fear. Okay.
Yeah. You want to ask the lady in the back? No. Yes, sir. Okay, good. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you. On the apartments now.
Yes.
How about the school districts?
Hold on for a second. It might be four, but we're doing a round robin going around. That's the difference. Thank you. Again?
The schools are pretty overcrowded right now.
The schools?
Overcrowded.
We had nothing to do with, I'll be honest, we had nothing to do with the school district.
Would you hurt to be participating here or invited maybe? School board members?
This is my town hall meeting. It's not for the school district.
How do they become involved?
How do they get involved? They receive notice from the city that I'm having a town hall. It's up for the school board representative for this area to come here.
No, I understand.
There are other council members that are not here.
So I think it'd be more congestion.
That's on the school district. I'm not going to get into the school district business.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? Any more suggestions?
So I know you and I love Velvet Taco and Son of a Butcher. Have you thought about the next time you're there talking to them about that prime little Coles location?
Oh, we've spoken to them.
Okay.
They're not really ready to make a move.
Okay.
I've spoken to some other restaurant owners about different locations. The economy is not that strong for a lot of folks making these moves. So they're just holding on. If you notice, there are a lot of restaurants closing. So we're just in a
The library closes in 30 minutes.
30 minutes. We got 30 minutes and 30 minutes only. We're just in a space right now. A lot of folks are making really hard moves because they want to see what's going to happen with the economy. Going to be honest, they don't want to see what's going to happen after the midterm election. They want to see what happened after the presidential election. It's so much uncertainty, they're not making moves on it. Not unless they're billion-dollar moves.
Okay, well, thank you. So in other words, we need to go out and eat there more and keep telling them about it.
Absolutely,
Okay,
because I go there. Any more questions or suggestions? Any more questions or suggestions?
Well, hey, we still got 30 minutes.
I'm up to $4 now.
Look, I will vote for you again and again. You know why? Because you're genuine and you show up and you talk to us like people should talk to us.
Thank you, John.
Now, my concern, as other concerns have already been presented, if you guys would, we talked about this in the past, when you have certain meetings, I think it's good to gather up, whether it be HOA presidents, HOA committees, because we're here to enhance the city.
I agree.
Not to work against the city.
Thank you.
So please know that, because all we want is solid, quality neighborhoods. And the quotes we get from the appraisal district, $400,000 or $500,000 appraisals, we want that to stay.
Mm-hmm.
But if people are coming into our neighborhoods, and I hear your point about you don't know people's financial situation. I get it. We even have a committee for that with our HOA to go out and talk to people if they are financially stressed. But
Right.
yet and still, you got to keep your property up.
True. And also, our housing department, you can put your name on the list for certain things. They can assist you as well to get some stuff done. You know, if your home is a certain age, they probably get you free windows replaced. But I've put this out several times before at other meetings, my town halls. You can go call the house and say, hey, I need this. We have emergency AC units in the summertime. We set money aside for things like that to try to help the citizens out. So appreciate it, John. Any more questions or suggestions? Yes, sir. In the back row. We're almost out of here.
Yes, I don't know if you may have already addressed.
I did.
You probably did. And I apologize for coming late. I have a question about development, the developments that are coming near the Lake Ridge area or the Miralagos area. There's a lot of things that's recently been put up that doesn't mirror the community. It just doesn't fit the community. And if you go down, I don't know the name of the street, but if you go down, we have, I think it's Lake Ridge. But if you look at what the developers are putting up out there, it's almost like it's something that you would see in South Dallas. It's not something that you would see in a community like Miralagos or.
So you're talking about the Safari Mediterranean store, Touchdowns, the nail shop, the coffee shop.
Yes.
And you're saying that's South Dallas style of retail.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. However, that was already zoned for that. They met all the city requirements to build and to the specifications. Now, I have spoken to your community, if you were there, about if you don't support it, what's going to happen? It's going to close down. They're going to bring in another vendor other than Touchdowns. It might be End Zones. It might be Basketball Boys. It's going to continue to go down and down and down until it's empty. So I've said to your community many times, it's your decision what you want there. They talk to the owner of Touchdown. They talk to the owner of the vape shop. This is what I do. I get you in front of the people to talk to them to see why and what's their plan so that you can have input. The vape shop owner pretty much hung up on them. Touchdowns, he tried to work with the community. I'm going to be honest. Some of those shops might not make it from what I know. So you're already in a losing position, the community. If they close, if Safari closes, what's going to go there next? It's retail. We can't stop it. So the community has to decide. You can't stop what's already zoned for there. If they're building to the specifications that needs to be built, you might not like what's there. There's a nail shop there. The coffee shop just opened. I saw the big old balloon out there. That's temporary, so don't get upset. They pay for a permit. I was there for 2 weeks. They have the big balloon out there, open a new business. I think they hold it for 2 weeks. Yeah, it's the coffee shop. Big green gorilla. I got calls on that. As long as they're doing what they're supposed to do, we can't stop them. But once again, if they're not going to survive because no one like it and not going to support it, they're going to close, right? Let's be real. They're going to close. And the owner of the retail shops who owns that land, he's going to put somebody else in there. And then another person. He's going to make his money to pay his bills. It's just simple. It's just, I disagree. I'm going to have to respectfully disagree that it looks like something in South Dallas. It might not be the best looking thing down there, but if the community doesn't support them, it's going to go down. It's going to get worse than what you see right now.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to disagree.
Yeah, I live down there too.
Yeah,
I have a house.
We'll
down
just
there.
disagree.
Yeah. Hold on, microphone. You guys speaking to the mic.
The area across from it, where we're just talking, where it's still grassy area and trees behind it. Is this where you want to put maybe the community center?
No.
No.
I've told you that many times.
yeah.
Every meeting we've had, I've told you
Yes,
I'm not
yes,
doing
yes,
that.
Yes, yes. But my point is, I'm so afraid every time I leave my neighborhood. I'm in Miralagos, and I see the beautiful trees, and I see that grassy area. Can we just leave the trees alone? Because I know there's wildlife.
We're not doing
there.
anything with the property, so we're not even touching the trees.
I thought you want to decide in June what's going to happen to it.
No, I did not. Well, there's no decision. I've told the community, and you've been at those meetings.
Yes.
We're not going to do anything with that land until the community to say what they want. So have you spoken to your community?
I was out of the country.
I don't, okay, I'm just saying.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was out of the country, but I heard there was 3 choices or something.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, maybe
I don't,
that's gone
see,
away. I haven't heard nothing. That's why I was-
neither. Hey, I do take things personally when people not speaking the truth. I'm going to speak the truth to you. Please. I'm not here, I'm not attacking anyone, but if you're going to come with some information that's not accurate, I'm going to flex back. So I'm going to say it again for everybody can hear from my next town hall meeting that's going to be down in Miralagos, the Grand Peninsula. The city is not going to do anything with that land on the corner of England and Lake Ridge Parkway. Nothing until the community say what they would like to have there. Because what have I done? Every time someone would come down there, I went to the community and asked them, what do you want to do? I've been there. I've told you. And you said no. I told the developer no. Every time. Nothing's changed. So I have more witnesses who live up here that we're not going to do anything with that land until the community say what they want. I did hear they want a park. I did hear that. And I said, until y'all come to the city council, more than one meeting, because they came to one meeting and said, we want a park. There's got to be more meetings than that. We're not going to move. We're waiting to hear from 2 meetings. I might have missed the other one because I did miss a meeting. So we're not going to do anything with it. And once again, if you're hearing rumors, call me. I'm going to tell you what's going on. I'm here to represent your interest on everything. And since I've been for 5 years, everything you've asked for, I've done it. I live in the city as well, in this community.
It's just nice to keep some green around. And every time I drive by a green area, I'm already afraid when is it going to get chopped down? When is there going to be another store, another apartment, another this? And I wish we would leave Grand Prairie a little bit green.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions?
Yes, thank you.
I just want to make a comment about the buildings, the retail over off of Lake Ridge. Go to Safari. It's actually really, really affordable meat in there. Their grill in there is really good. They've got different items in there, and they've got normal items in there. It's stuff from not our country, sure, but it's something nice, and I like it.
So have you guys ever heard of halal meat? What that means?
Yep.
Halal. If you don't look it up, they sell halal meat down there.
The meat has to be prepared a certain way. Pretty much kosher. Yeah. It's for Muslims, but it's very affordable. Very affordable. Fresh. Yes. Yes. Yeah, they were selling chicken thighs for 98 cents a pound. Really cheap.
Any other questions or suggestions or comments? Yes, sir.
I just have a comment about that, the grocery store. And if you look at the clientele of that, all the doctors and professionals that come over there. I go there too. You know, so.
I go there too because I used to go to one in Arlington.
Yep.
That's where I buy my meat.
Yep.
I can tell you a whole story why they came over here. Any more questions? One last question. She said it. One last question. Thank you.
You know, these apartments that we're talking about, is there a way for the city to change the zoning that's not even a possibility?
Reason why you own land that's zoned for commercial. I'm at the city. I said, I don't want you to have commercial land. I want to be retail, residential. What would you tell me as the city? If I tell you I'm going to change your zoning, and when you bought it for commercial or whatever, or agricultural, I'm going to come and say, I don't like that. I want to change it to something else. What would you tell me? You're going to tell me to pound sand. You bought the land for a purpose. So we can't go and tell you to change it. That's why I had to come to City Hall, the developers get a zoning change. And that's why we've been denying zoning changes from ag, commercial to multifamily. We've been denying those. Mm-hmm.
There's nothing there.
No, it's already zoned.
Right, and they can't, but you're saying,
Yes, they can. When you buy the land, it's for commercial. So you're gonna say, I want to go to City Hall to change it before you buy the land. And some have tried that and we've said no. I don't know what else to say as far as the land has rights and it's zoned for those rights. We have to follow the law. If they say we want to change it from ag to multifamily, we've all said no, 9-0 every time. If they want to go from multifamily to retail operations, we said yes, 9-0, because it's not apartments. You're taking a piece of property off a potential of being multifamily. All right. Any other questions? $4.84. Might get my $5 tonight, right? Any other questions? Well, thank you for coming out tonight. I'll stick around for more questions. Thank you.